So, are you working? Are you looking for work? You know, and he was like, what do you want to do? And he was like, yo, I want to be an MC.
Right.
And they was like, yo, look, you got to get a job. You want to stay, So, after going through that, you know what I mean? You know the process.
Yeah.
He said, Scott LaRock was a fucking counselor in there. And he said, he went to Scott and he was like, went in his office and he going through this whole shit he'd been through. And so when he asked him a succession of questions and shit, and he's like, so what do you want to do? He's like, be an MC, you know what I mean? Fuck, he's like, I gotta go through this rigmarole. He was like, oh yeah, like he was like, yo, I DJ. Yeah, this was the first counselor that at the shelter that was like, yo, that's I can see that, you know what I mean? So he was like, he invited him to Latin Quarters. That's what he was DJing at. So KRS-One, 17 years old, never been to a fucking show, never been to none of that shit. This motherfucker's homeless and stuff, you know what I mean? He said he went up in there and he's like, what the fuck? He never seen nothing like this. He said he going up the stairs and Slick Rick and Dana Dane coming downstairs and he was like, what the fuck? He was like, you know what I mean? Shit blowing his mind. So he gets upstairs and everybody rocking, dancing. And he's like, the source of all of this shit is this fucking counselor. He looking at him DJing. That shit blew his mind. So then every week, you know what I mean, they would go and do some recording shit. Like, we record. Right. And he said Scott LaRock would fucking spend, he's a counselor now. He ain't rappers and all. Right. He's like, he would spend his whole fucking paycheck on equipment and all this. He was like, bro, you gonna like, you sure you wanna do that? He was like, and he said, when the album came out, he was still in the fucking shelter. He said he was on a train. Wow. And these motherfuckers, back then there wasn't no videos and all that shit. He said he was on a train and a motherfucker was talking about him. It was like him trying to tell these other motherfuckers about him, right? When the bridge is over, and he didn't even want to be seen. He hide. He's like, I hope these motherfuckers don't, you know what I mean? Don't know me. And he was like, yo, this motherfucking KRS-One, this and that, he's the shit, this and that. And he was like, damn. And he was on his way back to the shelter. Like, and when I say that's what made these, he was like, so that's why a motherfucker couldn't battle me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm coming to this table. How the fuck are you going? This is my life. I died for this shit.
And you know what I've noticed? What rappers, see, once rappers begin, some of them will do what I'm getting ready to say to you, but a lot won't. See, now, if you could get the connection to understand music, see, because a lot of even singers don't know nothing about real music.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, if you could take your ability to reach people with a voice and a message, and then you do that, and then on the side you go and get into the history of understanding music, you're going to be a really balanced cat.
Like Nas, like Rakim.
I grew up with the Force MDs. I mean, I grew up with them.
Today, man.
Yeah, I grew up with them. Their last name is Lundy's. I grew up with them. I remember
shit with that harmonizing.
Yo, they started out rapping.
They was the fucking
they was called the Force MC.
Yeah, I remember.
And I remember when they battled the Toe Crush. They came in that joint and smoked the
they had that harmony. They was
and
those
they
motherfuckers, yo.
And sang at the same time.
They was those motherfuckers.
These boys understand music. So they was able to transform from rap into music because they understood instruments. What's the dude, You're My Lady? He understands music.
Rakim, listen, Nas' father. If you listen to fucking jazz player, the old jazz player, Rakim, his motherfucking parents was musicians. That shit translates. Like I always had a saying, you can't separate the man from the mic. You know what I'm saying? And I've been saying that shit for fucking 20 years because I'm an MC, you know what I'm saying? And when you hear that shit, it sounds dope and polished and classic, but if you look into, you know what I'm saying, who they was and what made them that, it makes sense that they would be dropping.
Have y'all ever heard of Dr. York?
Yeah, you know Dr. York. Brooklyn and shit.
Yeah, I grew up and lived with Dr. York. And I'm gonna tell you
he went out to Georgia with the
one of the biggest problems he had was when he stepped into the music scene, he understood music from a level of music. And he did not allow them to control how he put out his music. And that's
I never knew he fucked with music.
Yeah.
Never heard that. I used to know some of in the 90s.
Nancy Wilson.
Yeah.
I could go through on it. Gamble and Huck.
Philly's up international,
all
baby.
All major hits was Dr. York. He's been behind the scenes behind a lot of music.
Those motherfuckers
Jimmy
rich.
Wow. Jimmy Cliff. I was standing next to Jimmy Cliff when Doc was there. Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder would come down the bush and pull up in his Rolls Royce and come up and sit in the studio. What's them boys, X-Clan? I'll be sitting there feeding X-Clan before they went up. And so when you got somebody who can at least tell you who's experienced and say, look, when you go into that world, this is what you want to deal with. A lot of our people need people who's real with them like that. Absolutely. Not just selling them some dream. You know, next thing you know, you turn around and you say, yo, you know what, you owe us $300,000 in studio time, you owe us this, you owe us that, and then lock you in and knock you in check. You lose your creativeness.
Hell yeah,
you know?
That shit fuck your whole shit up. There's a few people that the treacherousness of the business fucked up their shit. They put them on the shelf.
That's why I respect Master P on a real level. That a lot of people try to run their mouth about him, but I like when I listen to him what he say, because he tries to plug you in on the reality, not the spookism of what's going on in that game.
There's a few of them, man, that actually paved the way, like RZA. Fucking RZA is the first person. He revolutionized how they do contracts. Because
RZA dealing with Doc.
Listen, not only Doc, but listen. If you look at what he did with Wu-Tang, this motherfucker designed it to where, all right, they was popular. But then he went and negotiated solo deals for each member. Meth on Def Jam. You know what I'm saying? Ghost on Geffen. I think Ray was on Geffen. I think Ghost was on something else. Jizza on such and such. But he made it. Now, you know, prior to that, if you was on Geffen and you was on Def Jam, y'all can't just jump in the studio and do nothing to put it out. Hell no, because you don't own that shit.
Right, that's contract.
You signed, so you would have to get them. You would have to get Def Jam, you'd have to get Russ and all of them to actually negotiate a deal to break down what they're going to get with it. And so labels weren't inclined to do that. He went and negotiated so that motherfuckers is on solo albums, you know what I'm saying, can actually work together, and then 20% of all the earnings. So Method Man be more popular, more commercial, more transferable. 20% of his earnings went to the pot. So, you know, you guys, you know what I'm saying? His shit ain't really, you know, as commercial or as
that
you
first
know
album was platinum.
But he still would be able to get something. You feel what I'm saying? Because he designed it. That was, and he structured the hell out of that record. You know what I'm saying? And then, I mean, that was Wu-Tang in itself, you can't even quantify it. Because you're talking about each one of them.
And they still...
Damn, man, I'm on my way to Staten Island.
You know they still making money from overseas.
They got Wu-Tang Latino, Cali. Wu-Tang Latino and
nobody has had their impact. That's real shit. Seriously, nobody's had their global impact. They was getting shitted at the worst hit in New York.
I know.
And, I know
they was banned in New York. They was banned in Jersey.
Because you got Punch Flex in the face. A lot of people don't know that. And they was still holding that shit against him. Like RZA was mad at him, like to this day type shit.
Master Killer hit an interview and they just said they was wild.
They was like, you can't do that. It wasn't the right business move. But you know, you got son that just got killed. You know what I'm saying? At that time, son was murdered.
Whenever Wu would come
in, you was in the car with me, and I have my man. He's the DJ for the Killer Army.
Yo, 93, 94, come in. Every time every time they came over to Essex County, it would be a fight.
Yeah, when they was at the Zans. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, I was in a fucking county jail. That shit got back to me in the county. They read it. It's like, yo, they rolled on them. It's like, yo, but keep it real. Meth knocked the motherfucker out. You know, even though they brought it to him.
One of my people used to be in the arcade, running the arcade.
That arcade right there?
He almost punctured his lung. Every time they came to Essex County, it was always
they was dusted out from there, though, man. They was all the way.
I mean, they like 100 deep. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, you 100 deep.
I ain't know no Jersey cats at that time that was smoking woo-woos.
Yeah,
like that was some New
niggas was smoking woo-woos. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, but they made woo and they
They made it popular, but. In 88, 89, motherfuckers was mixing they releasing they shit. You know, but it wasn't like the shit. You know what I mean? Like they Ray and them put it in the joints to make it sound fly. You know what I mean?
Back in the day,
nobody was admitting that.
But you know, around the corner, bro. Listen, I gotta keep it one. Rakim, they ain't fucking with it. KRS-One, that motherfucker came around there. I mean, we was out there standing in line. That motherfucker came up in a limo. Came out the limo, was like, y'all ready to get this shit in? And came out, was freestyling with motherfuckers. It was like, y'all see y'all inside. But Kane, you remember what happened to Kane? They took all Kane shit, but Biz got it back from him. Because you know, Biz, you know me, they used to be all over me all the time. Damn, I don't even want to go.
All right, y'all. Yo, nice seeing y'all.
Definitely, man, always. Great talk. Peace, hip hop, 4 elements, still relevant.
Kah.